Do I Alright guys, seems like this is the time. We're gonna have a new all-time high coming in over the weekend again. Look at this fucking crazy pump going on right now. So we're just shy of the last all-time high. If we get a daily close today above 61,300, that's it. We're gonna pump up to 70k. Let's have a look on the 1 hour what's going on here. It was a crazy candle, crazy run up right here. Let's add the volume in. Have a look at volume. If that, yeah, that move has actually been supported by volume. That's looking very good right now. Obviously some profit taking happening right now, seeing how we're so close to the all-time high, so some traders are obviously gonna be taking off some money from the table here, taking partial profits on their positions. But this is actually really promising run up. I think we might just see another pump within the next hour, making new all-time high. I think it's definitely in the cards that we're gonna hit 63,000 next. So as you can see, our strategy actually opened the last long entry around 54,800, still being long right now. Already quite nice profit. And currently it's set to close out actually based on the average true range and a multiplicator of 2. So we definitely should set that up to like a higher profit factor, considering that we have a lot of big swings happening, so we don't want to close that position out too early. Alright, now we're seeing some more profit taking. Strategy actually took an exit right here, just as we were talking about it. I still have my longs running though, trading this strategy and also having some... Oh yeah, there we go again, there we go again. Now this looks really very good. Also had a little bit of declining volume, as you can see on the last few bars while the profit taking was happening. But as it looks right now, there's a lot of strength. Seems to be a lot of momentum to the upside, even though we have like this little doji forming right now. So a little bit of fighting going on right there. But right now, definitely still looks very good. Looks like a new all-time high is definitely in the cards. With a close above 62,000. So let's see what Ethereum is actually doing right now. Should be ripping as well. And it is. That looks very good indeed. Weekends have been good to us in the past. Lots of new all-time highs that have been made over the weekends in the past, so we can expect to see some more of that this weekend for sure. Let me just log into the Bloomberg terminal so I can show you guys the inside scoop of what's going on right now. Meanwhile, the pump continues. Some more profit taking, some more fighting going on there. But that's to be expected after a strong run up like this. And right now this is probably actually mostly Asian trading going on. I'm actually myself in Taiwan right now, in Taipei. Streaming to you live from the last remaining part of the free world actually. No COVID here. Pretty awesome place to be right now. So let's go down to the 15 minute. Check out the price action, what's going on here. Yeah, everything looks still go. I would expect maybe that we see like a small correction down, maybe possibly down to 59k. Let's check the support levels that we have here, where we could expect that pullback to. So I would expect maybe to see a pullback to 60k around here. But if this level holds, very possible that we'll see a pullback to the 60k level right now. But if this level holds, we're definitely gonna continue to pump up to make a new all-time high. If we break below that, next level that we would see would probably be 58. And then down, another test to 55, just about the 200 EMA. But right now, still looks pretty strong. So all ready to make a new all-time high today, tonight, wherever you are right now. Stick with us and we'll get you through the pump. All right. Bloomberg loaded up. Let's see. Alright, right here for all of you that don't know the Bloomberg terminal, most professional tool for traders out there. What you can see right here is actually the Bloomberg crypto monitor. So that allows you to get a quick overview of what all the most important cryptocurrencies are doing. And we also can check out the most recent news that Bloomberg is featuring regarding Bitcoin. So let's see what's new. So they're saying a lot of investors are looking to get into stocks that have a connection to crypto, the Coinbase IPO that's coming up. Coinbase market cap has been continuing to go up. Now actually bigger market cap than CME Group itself. It's crazy, man. That's crazy. And yeah, it's looking good, it's looking good. We're switching to green again, more volume is coming in as you can see here. So maybe we're not gonna even see that test back to 60k and we're just gonna straight up continue to 62,000. That's not far away right now. This is exciting, guys. Exciting time to be awake, exciting time to be following the crypto market. Yeah, it's looking really nice right now. Let's check out the candle formation on the 1 hour chart. We're still seeing a little bit of indecision right here. This could still be considered a doji even though the candle body is slightly bigger now. But this is gonna be the fight right now here. As I said, either we're gonna see a retracement to 60k first or we're gonna rip right through. But after such a strong blow up that we've already seen here, there is definitely a chance that we will see a small retracement before we continue to rip higher. It's been a lot of volume coming in here though, so there's a good chance that we will see more strength. If we don't make it here, if we fall back below 60k, I actually think there's a good chance that we will see a larger correction. And we can look at that right now while we wait for price action to fight it out. Let's go to the daily and let's have a look at the levels that we have here. So obviously this is what we're gonna need to break, 61.6 around to make a new all-time high and ideally get a close above it. If we fail to do that now, if we actually go below 60k, then the next level to look out for will be the 55k area. Let's put a line right there. Right here. And if we blow through there, I think it's really likely we're gonna go to 51k. And from there, it really all happens, like how big the momentum is. We will take a look in a moment at some details about like the long to short ratio, how over leveraged the market actually is right now, to give us an idea how many weak hands are in the market trading over leveraged. And if we're gonna see a drop, that's actually gonna be the main factor to look out for. That's gonna accelerate possibly the drop. And that's the big question, you know, how much momentum are we gonna see if we're gonna get a bigger drop? And is that already going to be the bear market entry, or is it just a retracement in a healthy uptrend as we've seen over the last few months? And will it just set the stage for the next run up, next all-time high? Right now, for this to continue to be like a healthy uptrend, I really would like to see a move above 60k. Would really be good to make a new all-time high, like in the direction of 68 to 70k, before we see the next bigger retracement. And if we do that, if we actually manage to go up to 72k, and then have a retracement to above 60, 55k, that would be quite healthy. And afterwards, we would certainly have a good chance to have the next run up to 100k. And in this correction that I just mentioned, after we make like a new all-time high now, I would really look to buy at around 50k. If we can hold that level, it's going to be very good. It would still be pretty much an intact uptrend if you look at it. We were making like higher highs and higher lows. And this would actually be a very important higher low level that we want to keep. We don't want to break below that. If we break below that, the most recent uptrend on the daily chart would actually be broken. And next target then would be 44k. But as I said, that would already mean that we would have broken this uptrend that we've been keeping up for the last few months, and that would not be too healthy. I would personally feel like that would mean there's more downside coming in at this point and a bigger correction. But let's see, we're not there yet. Right now, as you can see, we also obviously have a chance here to make some kind of a double top, which would also be if we trace further, if we fall below 55k and then target 51k, that wouldn't be too healthy for the overall Bitcoin trend and would likely signal a trend change to the downside, which of course is not what any of us want to see right now. So let's go down to the 15-minute again, see what's happening here. Alright, we see some more weakness, but if you look at the corresponding volume candle, you can actually see that this is happening on relatively low volume. We had still increasing volume on the candles before, as there was some profit taking. Obviously, people were directly buying, taking all these contracts off of the hands of the sellers that are taking profits, and it's completely understandable. So close to the all-time high, there's lots of people that want to take off some money off the table right here. But that still doesn't mean that the momentum that we had like a few candles ago is broken. I think there's a really high chance we're gonna continue up from this point on. Perfect track for the pump here. And as you can see, momentum has slowed down a little bit after this move up. But actually, I'm quite confident because the rejection that we have seen here from the 61,800 area, it's been not really strong. Momentum has been going down. Since then, volume has been going down. There was some profit taking, but the rejection was not big, you know. We could have easily had like a pullback to 60k from here or even further, but we didn't. So right now, rise higher, continuing up higher with strong momentum after gathering some strength here. It's definitely in the cards. Really like a very, very high level consolidation that we're seeing right here. So all in all, this might be it. This might be the break that we've been waiting for, finally closing in on 70k. I mean, once we hit here, once we make a new all-time high, it's really likely that we're gonna see the 70k today. It's been like this over the last few months. Whenever we've been making new all-time highs, we've seen quite the acceleration coming in after that, and hitting strong after making a new all-time high. Lots of money flowing in at this point. So that's definitely in the cards here. And let's just see what the next few hours are gonna bring. I think we definitely have a good chance to see a new all-time high today. can actually take a look at my positions in a bit. Last I checked on Ethereum, I was already up over like 1,500%, and Bitcoin entered a bit later, small position right now, at least on this trading account, and was going up, maybe it was around 200-300%, so also quite nice profits open here right now. And we're gonna be taking a look at some fundamental data in a second that's gonna give us a better idea of what's about to come in this move higher. So looking at Glassnode Studio right now, I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with it, but it's actually quite awesome tool that allows you to see all the relevant on-chain data. You can see exactly how many addresses are active, people taking money out, people putting money in, like all of that goodness. And what's been most indicative in the past, besides like the premium that people are paying on coin market and on all these funds, like the Grayscale fund for example, was really looking at the future open interest and the long to short ratio. That was really giving us a great indication about how over leveraged the market continually is, right now is, how overheated it's getting, and that tends to be really a good indicator for whether we're gonna see like a bigger retracement or whether we're gonna be able to continue higher. I'm gonna show you right here the future funding rate is actually what I'm talking about, because as you probably know guys, and if you don't, let me explain it to you real quick. So when you're trading perpetual futures on platforms like Binance, perpetual futures are actually something that were not a thing in classic finance. It's something that came up through this crypto craze, crypto developments. And what they do in order for you to be able to stay in a future contract continuously, they charge you some fee. And so when you're actually long, you're gonna have to pay a fee, and when you're short, you're gonna be paid a fee. It's all about providing and taking liquidity out of the market. And as you can see here, you can see the funding rate of the perpetual futures, that's a green color here, over all crypto exchanges. And as you can see, when it was continuously high, when there was like a lot of people trading like the crypto markets, Bitcoin in this case, leveraged, we could see that usually this was preceding bigger retracements. Like you can see right here, we're like really almost at an all-time high of the funding rate, 0.1%, which is quite high considering everything. And then we saw a bigger retracement from around 56k down to 48k. So then we moved back up to 57k, again funding rate peaking at similar levels, and we saw another retracement down to around 52k. Now in this run up actually, up to the 61k, up to the new all-time high, as you can see, the funding rate has actually been going down. So what that means is that the price move that we're seeing here is not driven by leveraged money. It's actually mostly driven by people buying real coins, and probably by whales buying real coins. So big money, smart money, piling into the market. And that's actually quite a good sign. That's exactly what we want to see. And so that again makes me confident that the move that we're currently seeing has some more room to go. Alright, so now this retracement that I was talking about down to 60k level might be incoming, but as you can see, this is happening on declining volume. So we were probably, on this run up, we probably saw some big guys, some whales pouring into the market, and as you can see, as I just showed you on this Glassnode chart regarding the funding rate, we can probably assume that most of this move was pushed by real Bitcoin buying, not by future buying, not by option buying. And So that's, as I said, that's a very good sign. And so right now we're gonna see a little bit more profit taking most likely, but then the move is really likely to resume and to make a new all-time high. So let's stick with it and see what's gonna happen in the next hour or so. Let's have a look at the future volume on Bitcoin. Let's look at the perpetual future here across all exchanges. So you can actually see the same. It's of course relating to the funding rate. And you can see that the future volume has actually been declining over the last few days, over the last few weeks, while we are seeing continuous rise in price. So that means right now there's really not a lot of people that are in the market leveraged, and that's a good sign for us. Let's look at the option open interest. So it's actually the same here. It's still below the levels that we had when we made previous all-time highs, but it has been growing, which is a good sign. So option market most likely in favor for a bigger rise in prices. Let's see about money coming in and out of the exchanges. That's actually also usually a good sign. You can see that as price has continued to rise, we have seen money going off of the exchanges. And the way you have to interpret that is really following, like, money coming into in the exchanges means people are selling. So usually the big money, the smart money, they don't buy crypto like you and me. They don't buy it on the exchanges. They buy it over the counter. So they buy the real thing and they don't buy it on an exchange. However, when we see large inflows of money into the exchanges, that usually means that they are coming in to sell. They're coming in to make some profit by actually dumping some of their holdings. And being able to see that we actually have like continuously falling exchange balances, meaning like the crypto is stored somewhere else just as a long-term investment, means they are looking for higher prices to come. They are not looking to sell at these prices. And that's a very good thing. Most likely indicative of more upside to come. This is a bit questionable sign, how we can interpret that the number of entities, number of people actually having wallets with like over 1k coins has been sharply declining since quite some time already now, since we hit around 54k here. It's really been a strong decline, but if you see the last time we've seen like a similar decline here, afterwards we had like a bit of a retracement and then kind of like a slower move up to the next all-time high. So it might actually be like a healthy sign for the market right now, that we're going to see like a little bit of a relaxation, a little bit of a retracement, which is healthy as long as we don't break below some key points that would kind of invalidate this uptrend, as I've explained earlier on the daily chart. We can look at that again right now. So as long as we stay above this level here, as long as we stay above 50k, I'm pretty confident that any retracement that we would see would actually just be some short-term consolidation, giving us like a little healthy break in this uptrend, as we have seen before, which is quite a good thing, you know. You don't want to go it up for it to go up parabolic the whole time. That gets unhealthy real quick, and that scares a lot of people out of the market at a point in time. So we want to see these healthy retracements as we continue higher, as we approach 70k and then up to 100k. So there's really not a lot of momentum in the market right now, as we see this pullback towards 60k develop here. retracing like this big candle that we saw from 59,800 up to 61,700. Again, really healthy. And it remains to be seen now whether we actually move down all the way to 60k. The retracement, the consolidation here, it might also stop earlier. We might not even see a full pullback to that level here. And if we don't see a full pullback, or even if we do and we bounce from here, there's definitely more upside in the cards. So let's stick around to see if that's gonna happen.
Just trust your heart, let it take you away, take you away.
So it actually looks like right now the retracement might already be over. Seeing some more upside already here. Seeing some more upside already here. Yeah, this might be it, guys. Only saw the pullback to about 6,600. So more upside might be in the cards right here. That's amazing. What a great time to be live. What a great time to be alive and to be trading Bitcoin. So if you haven't already, join the pump. So at this rate, I do think we have quite a very good chance to making a new all-time high right now. My next target to look out for is 62. If we get like an hourly close above the 62 level, then we're probably gonna be ripping higher very, very quickly. So on the hourly, we can still see there's a little bit of indecision. But volume hasn't been too bad. Again, I'm pretty happy to see that we didn't see like a bigger rejection right here after this rise, after this meteoric pull up that we've been seeing. So I think it's looking quite good for us to get some more upside right now. Let's stay on the 15-minute here. And let's have a look if there's like any interesting news coming in on the Bloomberg. If there's like anybody mentioning Bitcoin. Let's have a look if there's some relevant news for us. So far nothing, seems to be relatively quiet. Nothing of any interest. Let's see what CoinMarketDesk is telling us right now. So nothing really. Nothing that we can take away from this right now. So we're just gonna continue watching price action. And waiting for more momentum to come into the market to push us up higher. Let's have a look again at what Ethereum is doing. Usually, as you probably all know, Ethereum has been following Bitcoin most of the time. See a little bit of more of a retracement right here, but definitely also not below the levels of this momentum rise that we've seen here. Our strategy has actually taken a nice profit on this already. And we would see another entry only if we would have like a pullback towards the 20 EMA here. That's how the strategy works, like looking for pullbacks in trends, high probability setups, and then go and trade into the direction of the trend. Check out the link to the trading view script I've provided to you in the description, so you can also use it. You can backtest it, and you can use it for live trading. As you can see, it's quite a profitable strategy. Usually we'll have like around 60 to 80% win rate, and you do have to tweak the parameters a little bit depending on like what asset you're trading. I initially created it for euro dollar forex trading, but it works very well on Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. And you have to play around a little bit with the average true range profit factor. The more volatility we have, the higher you want to set this, so you can catch bigger moves. But works very well on Bitcoin and Ethereum. It works actually much better when you trade it on higher time frames. As you can see here, we have like 85% profitable trades with like 6.7 profit factor, so that's really awesome, guys. On the euro dollar, I'm trading it on a lower time frame, like on a 15-minute, where it has like around 70% win rate and around 1.5 profit factor. But on crypto, it's been much more profitable, so you definitely want to check that out. It's free. I've created it for the community, for you guys, and all I ask for in return is that you like and subscribe and help out the channel, help out building our community. So there we have it. Still very low volume right now. Not a lot of momentum. But it's definitely very good sign that we're holding at these levels. Makes me very confident that a further rise is going to come up. And you can of course all contribute to it by actually going long, guys. If you haven't already, if you're looking for an entry right now, entering here, I'm not the biggest fan of breakout trades. I personally do mostly trade pullbacks and enter in the direction of the trend for like trend continuation. So if you're looking for an entry, you can do a breakout entry here with like a stop at 60k or below 60k, or you can wait for further pullback towards 60k and then buy that pullback. That's what I would personally do if I wouldn't already be long right now. I'm looking to add to my position though, so if we see a retracement to 60k level and it sticks, we don't break below it, then I'm going to look to add to my position to be able to catch more of that move up above 62k towards 70k, which looks increasingly more likely here today. This beautiful Asian trading session coming to you live from Taipei in Taiwan. The free world as it is right now. No COVID here. Really awesome place to be. I can only recommend it. If any of you have the chance to come here on business, which currently is the only possibility, you can actually come over here if you don't have like a residence permit already, or if you're not like a Taiwanese national. But it's really worth it, guys. So let's switch up the music here a little bit to something more dynamic. So we're gonna bring back some of the action into Bitcoin as well. Let's actually have a look at what my favorite altcoin is doing, Cardano. I've been long Cardano for quite some time now. Like trading futures as well as holding coins. Looks good for us. Kind of similar pattern that we're seeing here to Bitcoin. A lot of these coins, especially when there's like decisive moves in Bitcoin, they follow that pretty much to the T. And here we've actually also seen, I think, what is a new all-time high. No, was not a new all-time high. Pardon me. But this is actually also still looking very good. We're seeing like a longer term consolidation here after a double top. But seeing how we've been holding at these levels, that's really pretty good. And there's definitely more upside in the cards here. I think it will probably be decided by Bitcoin making a new all-time high now. If we see that, we will see a lot of the altcoins, especially the very promising ones, the very hyped ones, we will see them rip up just along Bitcoin. Of course, same for Ethereum. And here you can see there's already a bit more of upside coming back in. It doesn't look too strong right now. As I said, we had a bit more of a correction on Ethereum. But yeah, Ethereum already looks stronger from here, which is a good sign. Let's actually have a look at the fundamentals for the Ethereum future funding rate. Let's see if it's the same as for the Bitcoin market. Yeah, pretty much looks the same. And as what I've already explained to you earlier when we were looking at the perpetual funding rate for Bitcoin, you can see that usually when it's quite high, meaning there's a lot of people in the market trading like leverage positions, trading futures, that tends to give us a bit of a bigger potential for downside. So here we were almost at an all-time high, 0.14% funding rate. And Ethereum dropped from 1,960 all the way down to 1,468. And now actually on this rise, as you can see, also with Bitcoin on our rise over 2K, we have seen like a funding rate that's been continuously going down, which is really a good sign for us, because it means that there's definitely more upside potential in the market as of right now. And there's not a lot of risk that we will see like accelerated downside move right now if we break down like towards the, let me go back to the chart. If we see like a move down for Ethereum right here, now below 2,100, or even down to 2,130, all the way down to roughly around 2,000, there's not a big chance that we will see an accelerated move downwards, just because that funding rate is not really that high right now, meaning that there won't be a lot of liquidations in the market that would then in turn push it further down. So it's really a very healthy setup right now, and definitely there's more room to the upside in Bitcoin and Ethereum because of that. So can quickly go back to show you the funding rate for Bitcoin again. Let's switch over there right now. So as you can see here, perpetual funding rate for Bitcoin across all exchanges, and it's the same thing. When we had the move around or about 56K, we had a very high funding rate. So then we saw like some profit taking, and that profit taking actually led to a lot of liquidations, stops being triggered, liquidations being triggered, and then we had a stronger move down to 45K. Then we recovered, we made the next all-time high around 61K, still with an extremely high funding rate. Again, profit taking led to a little dip, that accelerated liquidations because of the high leverage, leading us to correct down to 51k. And then afterwards, now we make the move higher to where we are right now. And as we can see, the funding rate is considerably lower. So that means even if we're gonna see a bigger retracement right now, we will still most likely not see like an accelerated move downwards, which is a very good thing. That means there's definitely more upside in the cards. And again, I'm looking for most likely just a retracement in Bitcoin right now to above this 60k level, this blue line here. And if that holds, we will see more momentum coming in, and we will see a rise further above 62k most likely. And once we make that new all-time high, everything is in the cards. We've seen a lot of acceleration in the last few months when we made new all-time highs, pushing much stronger and higher afterwards. So I think it's quite likely that this will happen again. And if you look back a little bit here on the daily chart, when we were like around this 57k level and we had a retracement afterwards, that's also what I just described, that is the retracement much lower to 45k because of all the leveraged futures that have been liquidated at this stage when we saw this huge pullback candle. And then when we had to move back up over this level, we actually saw like a 2-3k move right there immediately, making new all-time highs. And if we go a bit further, it was pretty much the same. After like we hit the 40k level, we had a bigger retracement down to about 30k. And then after we broke the 40k level again, we saw a big rise to 47k, like adding 70k, making all-time high after all-time high. And I would say that's actually what we have in the cards right now. If we break this level again, there's going to be a stronger move upwards. On the other hand though, if we don't break that level again, as I mentioned earlier, the next levels I'm looking out for are 55k. If 55k doesn't hold, then the uptrend already looks a little bit weaker. And then the next level that we're probably going to be seeing or targeting would be the 51k level. If we see a break here towards the downside, that will allow for us to see a bit more of a correction. But again, seeing how right now the funding rate is so low and the market is not over leveraged, I think it's not very likely that we will see an accelerated move down towards that level. And over the last few weeks and months, the Bitcoin level of volatility has actually been continuously decreasing. So that's another good sign. And it's probably also related to the fact that we have much less over leveraged positions in the market right now. So it's definitely a very good sign for us. So let's switch down to the 15-minute again, so we have a little bit of a higher resolution what's going on here. Yeah, still not a lot of momentum right now. But once the European trading kicks in, all those weekend traders, the retail traders that have been able to push Bitcoin to new all-time highs so many times over the last few months, over the weekends, we're gonna be seeing some more action coming in. All those guys that have been sleeping for the last few hours that want to get in on this, they will be coming in, they will be buying, and we will see some more upside, I'm sure. Again, it's really a good sign that we have been seeing only such a small rejection after this strong move up, and that we're still trading in this area, not moving further down. So we have a very, very good chance to see more upside here. Okay, I'm gonna change my settings here to increase the quality a little bit, and I'll be right back in just a second.